What is up, fam? How's it going? It's Troy D. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to make a quick but important video about collecting fragrances. And I think you would be very interested about this because this has something to do with the size of what you guys are collecting or buying. Now, I'm always asked the question, how do you balance buying samples, decants and the different decant sizes, or full bottles, and how do you really choose between them? So here are our trusty examples. We've got a 2 milliliter sample, a 5 milliliter decant, we've got a 10 milliliter decant, and we got the full bottle. So perfume collecting, as I've said before on many of my videos, can be expensive, it can be addicting, and to be honest, it may be even way out of your budget when you start going back and forth and you start collecting more and more fragrances. Sometimes there's a lot of impulse buying out of curiosity, out of hype, and you feel like you just need to get it, and then you eventually get the wrong quantity. So this is basically how I go about my perfume collection. Now, number one is that I always try to satisfy my core collection. Whenever I am trying to buy something, I really try to satisfy what am I really trying to get out of this perfume. Am I looking for like a spicy perfume? Am I looking for an oud? Am I looking for something bright? And if that is my primary concern to get that type of perfume, then most likely I will get a full bottle of it. So in this case, Gris Montagne is a full bottle that I own because for the spring and the summer, this is a little bit nice. This is very usable, and the contents of the bottle, 120 ml, that's gonna last me pretty much the whole summer and more. So I decided to get a full bottle of Gris Montagne. Now, just as a rule of thumb, guys, samples are cool, but don't think that owning samples will really get you in the rotation. So when I talk about samples, I don't talk about the 5 milliliter or the 10 milliliter. I'm talking about the 2 milliliter ones. So these ones are okay, but really they're just great for dissecting, kind of smelling really quickly on your hand, that kind of stuff, really trying to break down the notes. Samples are really great for that, and a lot of perfume reviewers have samples because, of course, some of the bottles are really way more expensive, and if we just want to be curious about a scent or curious about a set, then these samples will definitely be part of your buying of the collection. For example, this one came from the samples of Bortnikov. I did a sample review of these things that came, each bottle was like $360, and instead of spending $900, I was able to spend $60 on 3 of the entire collection, and I was able to sample them. I was able to find out which I wanted, which I didn't want, and I was able to figure out, hey, is this something for my collection? Samples are also great when you are expanding your horizon, when you are going into different niches or different scents that are truly out of your zone, something that you've never tried before. An example of that would be a sample of Nawab of Oud, which is basically a perfume about Indian flowery royalty, and that's something that's totally out of my league. It's not something I would normally have in my collection, and so I am exploring. I am trying to find what is it like to smell like Indian royalty. And in the midst of that, of course, the easy decision was to get a sample, a 2 milliliter sample, because it's too risky for me to get any more if the fact is that once I try it, I figure out that it's not me at all. Now the next part just boils down to these two, 5 milliliter and 10 milliliter. Now just remember, this is just kind of standard, but a 5 milliliter atomizer like this will give you 50 sprays. And assuming that you do maybe 5 or 4 sprays, if you go real crazy, then you kind of have what? Kind of 10 usages of this. Full wear, full blast. So 5 milliliters for me is really needed when you are looking for diversity. When you're looking for diversity in your perfumes and you want to do full wears, because the sample will not give you the full wear. This is just like really quickly, like a few sprays, they're gone. But 5 milliliter will help you with diversity. especially if you are looking to have a rotation that basically if you bought like a full bottle of, you can't afford it because it's so crazy. Go with 5 milliliters, guys. Again, rule of thumb, 50 sprays divided by maybe 5, so that's 10 full wearings. Now, 5 milliliters actually the cheapest of all the decants. When there's people decanting their perfumes, 5 milliliters is actually the cheapest. So a lot of you guys can buy maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these and have a complete rotation, which is really great because if you think about it, if you bought 10 5 milliliter decants, then how many is that? How many sprays is that? That's a lot, right? Because it's 50 times 10, that's 500 sprays spread out in different perfumes. So again, 5 milliliters is great for variety. Just recently, I was able to obtain 4 or 5 different 5 milliliter quantities of the rarest Roja perfumes that if they were put into a bottle, they would be $1,000 each. And guess what? I got mine just during a trade, so it was for free. I was able to trade one of my perfumes out for a good lot of these 5 milliliter Roja expensive perfumes. And in that way, I'm able to enjoy the variation, the amount of sprays. It's going to be a lot, 50 times 5. And guess what? It's more than a sample. I can really wear them. The final one is 10 milliliters. 10 milliliters is great if you are loving the perfume and you still won't get a full bottle. Maybe it's too expensive right now. Maybe, you don't have the paycheck yet or tax return, whichever. But having the 10 ml is something that is really great if you love a scent but won't buy a full bottle. Because if 50 sprays are in a 5 milliliter, then how many is in a 10 milliliter? That's right, 100 sprays. So 100 sprays of something is really nice, lasts a while. You can really enjoy it as if it is your own perfume, like a full bottle. You know what I mean? You can really enjoy it because the Atomizer, this is quite big. And it's really for core collection guys that are just building it up. Whenever I'm decanting, a lot of people order like a lot of the core stuff, Elysium, Enigma, Aventus. They always order the 10. Why? Because they see themselves using this way more than just a small variation of different ones at 5 ml or samples at 2 ml. So that's it, guys. In a great collection, not everything is going to be full bottle. Not everything is going to be a full bottle, guys. You are going to have samples. You are going to have some 5 milliliters, maybe a lot of them, and you'll have some 10 milliliters as you think about buying a full bottle. Because like I said, this type of fragrance journey can get expensive, and because of the various offerings of different fragrance houses, it's easy to get lost and buying the wrong quantity. So hopefully this video, guys, helps you with choosing the right quantity when it comes to fragrances. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna go out right now. I'm gonna go to the beach and enjoy my next summery fragrances. Hold on to that. I do have the beach fragrances ready, so check out that link on the beach fragrances. But I'm gonna have an interesting collabo with another YouTuber that I like, and we're gonna talk about summery, humid, hot fragrances to wear. So until then, guys, don't forget to subscribe, watch our videos, and peace out. God bless.